Here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. We got 35 booster packs. I'm not going to get super fancy and try to show opening each pack. I'm just going to start placing them, and you'll be able to see what we got based on these kind of Donkey Kong heads getting filled in, okay? But these are the packs. It's Animal Crossing Series 5. It's the new one. And as you can see up here, 6 cards per pack, 1 rare, and there's 24 rares and 24 commons. So that's what's going on while we're opening these. Fortunately, it's a lot of trash, so we have a lot of stuff for recycling. We end up with a cardboard, and then the actual booster pack. This is, if you're not familiar, this, what you'll find at like a Walmart or what have you normally in a trading card game, this is what's called a blister pack. They call it that because when folks in the past were collecting baseball cards and such, the theory was to start putting the packs, they would feel them like this to try and see if there was some sort of, foil or whatever in it. And the way they, I guess, solved the issue was to put them in this cardboard slip so that you couldn't really feel them like that. And that's why it's called a blister pack, because if you tried to do that on one of these cardboard things, you would get a blister. 35, 8, 16, 24, 32, so 35. I can't be right. 32, 33, 34, 35. Ooh, it's raining. 1, 409. So Sable's the rare in this one. Got plenty of packs. I'm really hoping to just finish out the set. I'm a big amiibo collector personally, so it's going to take a little bit to get through the booster packs. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. So a big update for folks that tune in regularly. I'm going to go ahead and make a little pile of duplicates down here. So if you see me put a card down here, that's what that is. But for those of you that are following out there, I've added some of my Tier 1 emotes to the follower slot. So now you'll get those without having to subscribe or anything like that. And believe me, I'm not asking anyone out there to subscribe. I'm definitely not gonna start begging or try to convince you to subscribe to my channel. After all, I haven't streamed in a very long time. But I want you all to know that I made the follower emotes available to you because it was very recently unlocked for my channel. And yeah, I just hope that they're enjoyable. I put howdy, I put GG, and I put my heart emote in there. That way you can use them in whatever channel you want, wherever. Completely free to you. All you have to do is click that follow button. And lots of other great emotes available. If you do subscribe, again, I'm not streaming much, so I'm definitely not going to try to convince you to do so, but I will promote the artist that made the emotes, Annette Spaghetti. You can do exclamation mark artist in the chat to get her, I believe it's a link to her Etsy shop, but if you find her on Twitter as well, you'll find all of her other shops. I believe she has a few on just different websites, and you should definitely check her out, give her a follow, maybe consider working with her on a project or something if you ever need artwork, because she's really great, really cooperative, just has great ideas. She's just a very good artist. How does this work? 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What am I doing over here? I got 20 right here, okay? And when I looked at 23, which is where Tom Nook is right here, this is Tom Nook, I said, that's where 20 goes. So, don't mind me. Who we got? Josh was napping. How many have you opened? 3. We got 32 to go. Anyway, I was just talking to I was just saying, Josh. I made 3 of my emotes. I recently unlocked follower emotes, so I made 3 of the tier 1 emotes available for followers. You don't have to subscribe or anything. And again, I'm definitely not shilling for folks to subscribe. I have not been streaming. I am hoping to come back to streaming. This is kind of like my push to do so. And yeah, so you'll have access to the Howdy, the Chi-Chi, and the Heart emote. And I will be, hopefully, she's available working with Annette soon to get some more. We have more slots available now, and we can't be having that. I feel like I'm not doing my due diligence as Mr. Streamer to have available emotes slots, you know, and not get those filled out for you all. Because ultimately the emotes are for you all. I work with a great artist to get them made, and then you all use them. Alright, so we're making our way through here. I noticed when I went live, see Darbian's streaming now too. That's great. He recently came back. He's now, he was doing Bayou Billy. He's now doing Super Mario Land again, which is pretty cool. It's a game that we speed run over here. I've run it. If you scroll down and look at the bio, it's run that game in quite a few marathons. Retrothon over on RGL TV submissions are coming up very soon, so we'll probably be submitting for that again. I gotta be honest, participating in marathons give me a lot of anxiety. Shilling is like a company pays for fake accounts, fans. You know, something. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I just I don't want to. Thanks for the subscribe, Josh. I just don't want to try to convince anyone that wouldn't already maybe be considering it to subscribe at the moment, just because I feel like I it's just not justified. I feel like I might let them down. But yeah, when I do marathons, it often causes me a lot of anxiety leading up to the event. I think once I get started, it's completely fine. And honestly, with a lot of my, oops, this is 36. Wait, no, yeah, that's right. Yeah, 46. Yeah. And even though once I get started in the run, it's really not so bad at all. I just, I don't really like the week leading up to them. I just get really stressed, even though I really don't have any reason to. But I think we're all aware that sometimes there doesn't have to be a good reason to be stressed. You just are. And maybe it's performance anxiety or something with the being on the big channels and stuff for doing marathons that kind of gets to me sometimes. But at this point, to be honest, I've done volunteer work for the last 5 GDQs, and I remember the first one I was so nervous. That was AGDQ 2020 when it was in person. I was so nervous. And we had I had 2 shifts that were 3 hours apart on the opening night. And we had driven 12 hours that day to get down there to Florida. And I was tired, but ultimately I got through my shifts. It was a whole lot of fun. And I wish I had not been as stressed, but I guess where I'm going with this is now that I've done so many events, you know, I sit down to start my shift now, and I just feel relaxed. I'm getting to talk to some cool people, and just not really any reason to get too worked up about it. Just try to enjoy it while it's happening, because if there's anything any of us speedrunners are aware of is that the GDQ blues always suck. You know, you have a lot of fun during the event, and you have to wait another 6 months to do it again. But, yeah, so... Hanzo had to stop by. Dang, nothing new out of this one. I got another Gulliver. Anyway, so even though I've done so many marathons at this point, I still get anxiety. I don't know. I hope I can get over it. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and submit for Retrothon coming up. The submissions, I think, open on the 30th or something. I think the event's in April. But, yeah. If you scroll down in the bio, you'll see I've been in quite a few Retrothons at this point, playing Super Mario Land, which is a Game Boy game, and Felix the Cat for Game Boy. Currently the record holder in Felix the Cat. But I really haven't been... Man, another one. Kicks. Really haven't been speedrunning too much recently, but I'm definitely interested in getting back into it. Just something I think my approach with speedrunning maybe went a little off. Short challenge, score points in the... Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, did it start today? We've been logging in and playing just about every day. I think every day in the last like 2 weeks or something. Other than maybe yesterday. We didn't play yesterday. But I want to learn a couple new speed runs this year. I made a note of that over the goals. And I think one of them might be a game called Alwa's Awakening, which is a... Yeah, Sarah asked if you were playing earlier. I'm like, I don't think so, but I think he's still logging in to get the dailies at the very, like just to getting the stuff to open the game. But Trevenant came out and he's okay. He's definitely not broken like Serena and Dragonite were, but Dragonite is kind of fixed now. Not really though, because they like made it so his ultimate doesn't just take like no charge just to use his ultimate and not go anywhere. But they made it so his hyper beam, like they increase the amount of ultimate that gets burned when he uses it. So he can't just like ult on top of himself and score quite as easily anymore. Or at least not as freely. He can still do it. It's not free because, you know, the 25% ult charge he can get back while he's done hyper beaming and killing you. But all they did was like lower his attack range and lower the hyper beam damage by 4%. 4%. Like that matters. You know, he still the hyper beam just takes all, like, the hyper beam is like the way in the high-end games that you secure objectives, because it's really basically impossible to compete with it with any other character. It's just so good that all he has to do is hyper beam and then he gets it every time, pretty much. 0, 1, 2, 3. Wait, no. 1, 2. Yeah, that's right. It starts on the 1. 400 was in series 4. Or was it? Wait a minute. No, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you still can't compete with Dragonite on securing objectives because you just Dragon Dance 3 times and use Hyper Beam and it does like 20% of its HP. The 4% doesn't change a whole lot. But they did nerf Zarina to the point where all they really did was make it so her triple axle does 18% less damage, which is a pretty strong debuff, but she's still like good. She's not unplayable, she's just not quite as broken. Where Dragonite, I don't, it's like people aren't playing him quite as much, but I don't really know why. Like, I don't necessarily think that's gonna stay. I'm pretty sure it's gonna resurface. But maybe not. Just because you can't spam his ultimate so frequently, that might be enough to make people play other characters. But for sure, right now, Trevenant is looking pretty weak, the new guy. He does quite a bit of damage, but he doesn't really fulfill the role of defender. Like, I'm not really sure why he's like a defender when he's just kind of like an all-arounder. Well, maybe not. He does a lot of self-healing. But I don't know. He's slow. He's slow. I think if they increase his attack speed a little, like his animations, he'll be pretty good. Like he hurts. He does a lot of damage. but I don't know. There's just something missing about him right now. Yeah. Charmander is actually the quote-unquote broken, and I don't necessarily think he's broken, but Charmander is the character to look out for right now, because he's now the only character in the game that can auto-attack and continue walking. Like, as he's walking, he can just spam auto-attack. But, yeah, I didn't end up participating in Ginge. I didn't end up participating in Speed Gaming Live 2021. I just felt a little stressed at the end of last year and decided not to do that since it just didn't feel right. But I did do Retrothon earlier in the year, and I do intend on doing Retrothon again. And I hope to submit to Speed Gaming. Speed Gaming's a bit later in the year though, so. Also, is the audio right, Josh? Is the music not too loud? I can't really tell. I'm not wearing my headphones. Ginge. Ginge. The cat's meowing at me. Alright, so what are we missing? Just rares. I can go ahead and look over all the comments at this point because all of the common parts are filled out. We're just missing 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 rares. And we got a lot of packs left. It's super quiet. Picked them up, but haven't played. Yeah, I mean, you, I think, have extra gems on your account anyway, but, I don't know. Like, personally, I'm not getting them because I'm trying to just buy the characters with coins, the in-game currency. But right now, if I was going to buy a character I didn't already have, I think you get him for free. I think you get Charmander for free. Or no, you don't. I tried him on a trial. Charmander is a good character right now. What are you doing, Din? What are you doing, hun? Right here. What? What's Anna doing an interview for? But for those of you that are curious about the collecting, I'm kind of just talking about stuff. It's all over the place, I guess. But I do have all of the amiibos up to this point. That's why I wanted to pull up some packs and open them because I wanted to finish this set. I've got all the other sets of the amiibo cards. Different job. Okay, that's cool. Ginge. But yeah, Charizard might be a good character to pick up right now if you don't have him. But yeah, Sarah and I have been playing daily pretty much, other than yesterday. What Ginge? What are you doing? Gingy and Hans over here. And I did give you your channel points back, Josh, because it's not that I'm not necessarily saying I won't play Destiny, but right now I don't know how I'm going to play it, and it definitely is not something I'm super excited to play. What I've been doing is playing Lost Judgment on PS5. I saw that on GDQ and thought it looked fun. It was my first Yakuza game, but it's technically a spin-off, I guess, but it's kind of strange because I'm starting with this one when it's like a sequel and a spin-off of the Yakuza game that I've never played, but regardless, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it handles kind of like a Grand Theft Auto game with better combat, like better hand-to-hand combat and stuff. It's pretty fun. The story's good too. Sarah's been enjoying the story. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, I miscounted earlier. I'm still missing 10 rares. You can see the Donkey Kong's there scratching his head. I'll go ahead and tilt the camera towards the rares. A little bit more towards the rares. There we go. And hang on one sec. Let me check on Genji. I'm gonna go ahead and mute real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Let's get back into it. So we have 13 packs. 13 packs left. And we're missing still 10 rares, so I don't know. We'll see. We have all the commons. So that's, you know, it's not surprising. There's 24 of them, and we get 5 per pack. So, I mean, yeah, another Gulliver. Another Kicks. Okay. Get Sahara. Okay, just working our way through these packs. If you see those Donkey Kong faces, that's the ones we're looking for. What in? Sorry, the cat wants to talk. What's going on? Packs are not made to open super easily. They're just very stiff compared to like a trading card game. So not quite as easy to just kind of tear through. We get another Kicks. I think we may not be finishing out the set here. 35. No, I didn't trade Master Duel. I just I don't know if I need another Yu-Gi-Oh video game. I've already beaten the one. But, yep, Wisp. So at this point, we're not going to be finishing the set out of 35. It would have been very wishful thinking to think that I was going to, because getting 24 unique rares in 35 packs is pretty unlikely. But if we're close enough, I might consider just finding a seller to buy the last one or two, but it really just depends. I know the packs have been out of stock for a couple weeks, pretty much across the board, so it's really hard to know how much the rares are going for right now. Sable. So if they're kind of ludicrous, we might be waiting to pick up the last few, but ultimately I'm going to finish the set eventually. I don't think it'll be necessary to buy any more booster packs, but I don't know. It just really depends on if they're available or not, because I mean, if you just think about it, if a rare is like $15 or whatever, these booster packs are like $6, so I could buy 3 booster packs for, you know, about $15, or I could go buy the rare I need for $15. And the distribution, you know, I mean, it's like you get a 1 in 24. Get Nico. It's a 1 in 24 per pack to get the rare you want, and three rolls of 1 in 24 is not great. Just buying the card for $15 or whatever might just be the better strategy, and that's probably what I'll go with. But another Sahara. Genji. Wisp. Hang on. Guys. Let's calm it down. Genji and Hanzo were battling over here. Alright, so we got 4 packs left, including the one in my hand. So we'll see what we can get. Maybe we can fill in a few more of these Donkey Kong faces. I'm gonna go over. Are you playing Master Duel? I thought you were playing Duel Links or whatever. Another Kicks. Kicks seems to be super common. I mean, is it like Legacy of the Duelist or whatever, the one I played again, where you're mostly doing PvE? There's just like endless PvE fights, or is it intended to be a PvP game, like kind of like Duel Links? Alright, last one. Come on, something good. Oh, Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't really care about the battle pass, but it sounds like you're definitely trying to push a PvP game. I stopped by Star City earlier for something, and Steven had mentioned that there's some format, another format where you can play like ban list locked formats, and they're doing like really old school Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, so out of 35 packs, we ended up 8 rares short, so we're still missing a third of them. It's not too bad. Honestly, it's not too bad. An additional 11 packs. Yeah, you'd hope to get the whole set, but out of 11 additional packs, didn't quite get there at getting the whole set. But I'll look into either getting more packs or just figuring out how much these rares are going for, and I'll finish up the set. But hopefully this was fun for you all. This is fun for me. It's kind of been sitting there for a couple weeks. I waited to kind of figure out when the best time to do the stream was. So I'm going to go ahead and get these sleeved.